back. If it is joining us, you're watching the news at 10, coming to you live from Lagos. So we have some pictures that you sent in. Let's take a look at them, shall we? We begin with this one from Awoyaya Road in Ibeju-Lekki area of Lagos State, showing a flooded street. According to evidence reported, that's the usual state of the road whenever it rains. He pleads with the government to offer a lasting solution to this challenge. Next is this image from Alamala Barracks Road in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Our eyewitness reporter who sent this in wants the government to work on the road to ease movement of residents. We're looking at the image of an accident scene from Warri in Delta State. Our eyewitness reporter who sent this in said the crash was due to recklessness on the part of both drivers. Thankfully, no lives were lost. Thanks for sending in those pictures, and please keep them coming. Two sport utility vehicles suspected to have been stolen and shipped from the United States have been handed over to the International Police Organization, Interpol, by the Nigeria Customs Service. The vehicles, Range Rover 2014 and 2015 models, were alleged to have been stolen from Washington, D.C. in the United States, but were deceitfully declared. During the handover in Lagos, the Controller of Customs, Tinkan Island Port Command, Bashir Yusuf, explained that upon establishing information about the vehicles, the command worked hard to find the consignment.
Two stolen vehicles from the United States of America. We received an intelligence information that these vehicles were stolen and were said to be approaching Africa. Precisely Nigeria. So we put the dragnet wide open so that we'll be able to intercept. And luckily, by the grace of God, we were able to get the two vehicles. If you see just behind me, there is one of the Land Rovers. There is 2014 and 2015 models that were entered as Toyota Tundra and Chevrolet. So if you are looking for this kind of thing in the manifest, you will see them as Toyota Tundra and a Chevrolet vehicle. But because we have an advance information from the Interpol that we should assist in tracking these stolen vehicles from the United States, we were able to know they were Land Rovers 2014 model and 2015 model. We have a suspect that is assisting us in our investigation.
Failure in leadership has been identified as the root cause of the current economic challenges in Nigeria. That's according to speakers at a lecture series at the Ife Business School at Obafemi Awolowo University, Levy. The speakers, which include former Minister of Finance, Chief Olufalaye, suggest a return to regional governments and strengthening of the nation's security as a way out of the nation's economic crunch.
Nigeria has been grappling with recession. And in spite of the World Bank's prediction that the country still has a chance of recovering from the situation, analysts believe there's more work to be done to stabilize the economy. This has led to a gathering of these Nigerians at the Obafemi Awolowo University, Levy, for this distinguished lecture, the third in this series, to chart pathways on how Nigeria can harness local resources for economic recovery. Anambra State Government's head of service says security is key if meaningful economic progress can be achieved.
Security holds the key to a peaceful society and the first step to harnessing local resources for economic recovery. Without security, all economic plans are dead on arrival. However, I must of necessity state clearly that all these efforts would fall below the mark if leadership fails to set itself up as being above board.
Other speakers, including former Finance Minister Chief Olufalaye, is advocating regional economy to enable the regions focus on their area of comparative advantage.
My recommendation is that we must go back to that constitution which we got from the British. If we have the will to break through from this contraption, all we need to do is to present this amended constitution as a working document, which can be examined, amended, passed, and we have a new constitution and a new Nigeria. Until and unless that happens, Your Royal Majesty, I don't believe we are going to move very far.
The Oni of Ife believes Nigerians must begin to patronize locally made goods to improve the economy internally.
How well are we patronizing things that belong to us? We keep talking about recession. To me, this recession is a blessing in disguise. It has given everybody to think inwardly that indeed we must patronize our own.
Indeed, the strengthening of the nation's economy is a task that Nigerians must be willing to achieve. And if the words spoken here by the participants are taken seriously, then perhaps there's light at the end of the tunnel for the economy after all.
There seems to be no love lost between manufacturers in Kwara State and the state government over the plan of the governor to introduce a new tax bill called Manufacturers Processing Levy Bill, which the manufacturers say is in addition to other taxes they're being forced to pay. While the businessmen threaten to relocate to other states or sue the government insists he has done enough to provide conducive environment through various tax holidays.
In order to further increase its internally generated revenue, the Kwara State government sent a bill known as Manufacturers Processing Levy Bill to the State House of Assembly, where a public sitting was held to get the inputs of the stakeholders.
We have confidence in the leadership of the
members of the State Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, who believe they are mostly affected by the pending bill, feel unsatisfied with the outcome of the hearing and addressed a press conference where they described the bill as part of efforts to kill businesses in the state.
Adding additional levy to manufacturers in Nigeria under the guise of manufacturing processing levy is uncalled for. It is unfair, and it will kill the industry. We appeal to the State House of Assembly not to pass this bill. And if this bill is passed, we appeal to the State Governor of Kwara State not to assent to the bill. If that is finally done and the bill is passed and assented to, we cannot hold our members who are ready to go to courts of justice to seek redress.
Reacting to the plea of the manufacturers in a meeting with journalists, Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed denies introducing a new tax, adding that there is no multiple taxation in the state, but rather increased efficiency in collection.
Most factories, you see that they are owing ground rents. So by the time you look at their ground rent payments, some are owing up to 7, 8, 9, 10 years ground rents. How can you be using a premise and you not pay for it? So by the time you ask them to calculate and then you begin to pay, they say you are putting them under pressure. But the truth about it is that they are paying, we're asking them to pay what they are owing. They are not new.
As the manufacturers await the outcome on the passage of the bill, the Kwara State government appears determined to stay the course.
It's time now for business news. Here's Anne Mahmoudou.
Hello and welcome to Business News. Industrialists and researchers in Nigeria are partnering on the optimization of the industrial value chain with local content. The plan, which aims to reduce dependency on importation of raw materials, also targets the conservation of foreign exchange. But in order to achieve results, experts at this meeting say they need government support.
Most of our raw materials for our member companies are imported, and some of them are chemical raw materials. Now, if we can get the researchers in chemistry, that is, those people that are already members of CSL, who are involved in research on chemicals, to share their research findings with our members, obviously that is going to take care of some of our problem of sourcing raw materials, especially chemical raw materials that have been consuming a lot of foreign exchange. We can then source them locally.
The government itself needs to have a standard laboratory owned by the government, not just the one by the university, which stands as a check and balance to whatever the researcher has done in his own university. That particular product can go to a government laboratory within this country and it can be actually analyzed, and the governments have a stamp to it. Not just NAFDAC. The government needs to be on the forefront to give us standardization of our product through analysis. That we do not have in this country.
The management of the Nigerian Stock Exchange has launched another initiative geared towards promotion of investor education in the market. Called X Academy, the program looks to enhance financial literacy within the capital market.
The training programs at X Academy will provide individuals and businesses with a robust and effective array of training solutions that will ensure our participants are abreast with trends in the rapidly evolving financial markets. Our programs will be facilitated by seasoned and certified subject matter experts with both local and international exposure to practical experience. These programs will be delivered in person, in classroom settings, as well as online through webinars, and are designed to optimize the learning experience. As a socially responsible organization devoted to enhancing the fortunes of Nigerians and our investors, we are confident that participants of programs offered by X Academy will be better positioned to make informed financial decisions.
Gains extended on the Nigerian equities market this week as interest in risky assets continued to rise. The all-share index reached a 52-week high, adding 7.94% to close at 31,371.63 points. A look at sectorial performances reveal that the industrial goods and consumer goods indices also advanced as investors were enticed by shares of Dangote Cement, WAPCO, Better Glass, Nestle, Nigerian Brewers and Guinness. The banking and insurance indices also closed higher. But on the flip side, the oil and gas index shed weight as traders sold off Seplat and Oando. Market breadth remained positive with 60 gainers against 10 losers. Total volume traded increased by 23.54% to 2.32 billion shares. The value of trades also increased by 45.94% to 23.81 billion naira. And that's business news for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwaudu. The rest of the news at 10 continues with Amarachi.
When the news at 10 returns, industrialists prioritize research and development to reduce reliance on importation and ease demand for foreign exchange. Please join us again.